Hey yo, what up you guys? Well, I'm reporting from work right now. I just got out of work, heading to school. Well, take this thing off. You know, I've been super busy, so I've been kind of lagging on recording and mostly working on my cars too. Well, try to take some rest, you know. It's important to you know, take some rest, because at the end of the day you don't want to overwork yourself, because you know that's gonna make it pretty hard to keep it going for a long run. So you know, I've been kind of lazy and lagging on stuff like that, but you know, I brought my Maximo to school, so probably I'm gonna try to record some stuff from there by troubleshooting, you know, because we can't determine what's wrong with the car. And now I talked to my boss and he mentioned, like, yeah, like if you want to do an axle on that Maxima, or damn, I actually tried doing that on the street, and I just remembered. And now my boss told me, like, doing an axle on the Maxima or Ultima is a pain in the butt. So yeah, I might need an axle too. And then I mentioned my power steam pump, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna take it to somewhere else. You know, if they tell you a good price doing that labor, you know, you save yourself the pain. You know, I would still probably do it, because I like to do everything on my cars, or mostly everything on my cars that I can. And yeah, so it's at school, and we're gonna use my teacher's fancy tablet to troubleshoot it. What's exactly wrong with it, but yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. What up you guys, back with another piece of craziness. Well, I'm gonna have to do like minor maintenance on the car. Well, I'm gonna have to replace this hose and probably charge my light too, as that's leaking, and I gotta change the clutch fluid because it's old. It's hard to get the inner distributor seal, because now I figured it's the inner that's leaking, so I had to order that online. I got like a water repellent, dust filter, whatever, for my cold air intake, since rainy days are coming up. And I'm gonna do like little, you know, trim fixes. I got a fuel filter. I tried to get a pressure regulator, but actually it's really expensive at the car parts store. It's like $120 or something, so I'm gonna rather try to get it online, but I can wait with it since the car runs good. My BMW been sitting still since, and you know, I tried to record from the Maxima, but honestly we didn't really do much, because my teacher's scanner doesn't work with the car, so now we can't really leave drive data on the Maxima. And you know, oh, sorry you guys. And you know, we tried to read the codes, but it doesn't have any codes, so that car will require old school troubleshooting. It's getting closer to the end of the month, so probably I can send out the head, but now I run into that question. They say if you machine the head too much, you have to get a thicker gasket from BMW, because what it's gonna cause, it's gonna raise your compression. So I should be able to get away with it, but just in case, I will have to do the research, you know, if I have to get the thicker gasket for that. Work been beating my ass, but this week wasn't too bad, so I survived it, and I have some energy to work on the cars. But you know, time is always flying by, so just try to get these things running, and then keep the Integra running. And then, you know, this is supposed to be my winter beater car, and it's not gonna run right now, so it's kind of sucky. But I'll make that one run some way, somehow, you know, through the water with the cold air intake. But I would have figured out something. I just don't want it to crack the plastic. It's gonna even leak out. Something like this. Alright. Now if I undo the hose, pretty much the fluid will go in there, just like that. I could catch it either or. Just don't trust the back, because sometimes they have holes. I trust the shoes, yeah, I know. I did research, because forgot to grab the hose, but I don't even think they have like good ones at the car parts store for this kind of job. But they say you have to use a quarter hose on these, on fuel lines mostly, and it's a clutch line. But the thing is, I have a 5/16 hose, and then I try to look into it if there is any, you know, difference. And honestly, they say no, so I think I'm good. Alright, you guys, back in a bit. Well, because I had to stop by the car parts store. Now I'm finishing it up. So that looks pretty good. I cleaned out the container. All I have to do now is bleed my system. I don't know if I mentioned it before. Another thing I want to show you, I used to have one of these bottles, but I had to throw it away. So now I drilled another one. Pretty much what you do, you grab a hose that fits on that nipple you use on the specific car. Usually it's like what, a 3/8 or like a 5/16, not a 5/16 but like a quarter, something like that. You know, these are pretty small hoses, but what you do, you drill a hole on the cap, you get the hose in there. And what I'm gonna do right now, you wanna have a small hole drilled, because once you start pushing fluid into this container, start kind of shooting back fluid on the top, or either just blow the cap off. You know, I had that issue happening with one of my self-built bleeding kits. I like usually using this bottle method. You know, the last time I did it with some duct tape on the bottle, so you know, nothing fancy. Okay, I cut the GoPro. Reflexes are good since I've been playing freaking Apex Legends, man. I'll show you guys what you do. It's a pretty cool way, you know, not to make a mess. I might have to change this nipple sometime too, but yeah, pretty much that's it. So while we already did it, the bleeding, but the thing is, I forgot to show you guys what it came out, but I have some that was in pretty much in the clutch reservoir, and yeah, dude, it's pretty dark, and we bled it like back in June or July, I would say. You know, it's October, so middle of October, I would say still. So you know, a couple of months, and it already got pretty super dark. And this fluid's supposed to be like pretty much see-through. So you know, just keep an eye on your fluids, and definitely, you know, it helps with the clutch or anything like that. Especially if you have a lot of moisture in the air. You know, these fluids are hygroscopic again. You know, I always mention it in my video because people don't know about that. And pretty much what it means, hygroscopic is grabs moisture from the air. So if you have open brake fluid containers, you know, they can absorb moisture from the air as well. So you always want to seal them tightly. Well, you know, now I did the clutch, so that should be good. Down there, I know I didn't clean that correctly, but I might have to replace it sometime. Just try to touch it up. But I mean, it turned out pretty good. So for a small Saturday project, it's pretty cool, and it doesn't leak. That will definitely do it. Today's video is gonna be a broke edition. So my weather stripping seal is ripped, so it just leaks in water. I noticed back in the day, that's how I had to clean the trunk, right? Because it was under the seats and shit. And since then I was like, well, this is the sort of race car project. Well, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna drill out the trunk on 2 spots to stop that water from coming in, and maybe even the middle, but I'm not sure if it comes down there and comes here to the middle of the trunk. So I'm gonna just drill on the corners on both sides. One thing I noted is the trunk is slightly tilting backwards, not just because I'm in an incline, but I think that's how they shaped it a little bit. And then one way you can confirm that's like the deepest spot, like the lowest spot in the trunk. It's pretty much, if you look at the pinch weld there, so that's the spot. That's the spot we're gonna drill out. That went through fast, dude. I think I managed well with these holes, man. Not perfect, but they're small. The water is gonna go down, so it's all good. So guys, here's a quick tip again with your cars. You know, when they tell you to daily drive the project car, you know, please don't do it. The reason why I tell you not to do it is the following. So tomorrow is gonna be a rainy day and I have a cold air intake in the car. So if you're familiar with cold air intakes, they usually sit, well, depending on the design, but they usually, on these designs, they sit all the way on the bottom of the car. And if you have your wheel liner, that's really good, because if you don't, that's gonna be sucky. So I got this kind of splash repellent, and that's why I don't recommend you to, you know, daily the project car. But that way, most of the water that could go through here, even there I tried to tape it, but it's on the best one, taped it all around, so it shouldn't get water. I'm not gonna tape the headlight. I don't think that should get as much, even though I'm following someone with their mist. Yeah. Hey yo, what up you guys? Well, I'm back with another video of what the hell is happening, pretty much. So one thing to look for with distributors is that they have a tendency to leak, especially on these models, since these model Integras had pretty bad seals over there. And one of them is the distributor seal, which pretty much starts leaking, and what you notice is the distributor's bottom is going to be wet over there with oil, and you're gonna see some discoloration. And in the back of the block, well, actually more like the tranny than the block, but pretty much a little bit the block, the starter, and then the transmission is gonna be moist, soaked with oil, and it's gonna soak your starter as well, which can cause later issues if you let it get worse. So the easiest seal to look for, and it's easy to get too, is the one that's on the outside of the distributor. So pretty much you just have to unbolt it by the 3 main bolts that's on the distributor. But if you do that, you change that and it still leaks, you can try to change the cap seal, which is in between the plastic and then the metal part. And then now we have a third piece, which is pretty much inside of the distributor we have to replace to fix that leak, which sucks because you have to take it off and then take it apart. First things first, you want to always disconnect your battery when you work with any electrical shit. Now the second tip is, if you take off your distributor, you want to mark somewhere your distributor's location, because if you change where it sits, pretty much what happens is you change the timing of the engine, because you change the spark timing. Okay, so when you guys taking this off, all you want to pay attention is this clip in the back of it. This is not a press clip, so if you press it down, it's just gonna lock it in. What you have to do, you have to get behind it, press it up, and then it will easily slide off, and then you can disconnect it. And another thing why this leak is bad, because you would say, oh, it's just a little bit of dripping of oil. Well, it pretty much got into this connector on the distributor itself, you know, not a lot, but I mean it can build up over the time, because mine is very minor as a leak, you know. So, but even on my car you can see that little oil trail down there. That's why it's yellowish. That's all the oil that comes out from the distributor. So when you usually rebuild these, they say there is gonna be a screw under the rotor, right? And the distributor. Now that's the thing on this one. I don't see no goddamn screw anywhere, so I don't think it's the same way taking this apart, because you just can't do anything. Well, oh wow, stripping it, whatever. It's a shit, bro. These are tight, damn. Well, I successfully broke the stupid cap in the middle while trying to pry it, but I think I pried up on it a bit more. So just keep prying, kind of on the plastic everywhere. So stupid though. Okay, I think it's moving. Yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna show you guys what I did, because I wasted time figuring out what's happening right here, and it's pretty much probably they sell two types of rotors. One that has a screw or a bolt somewhere here, probably a screw, right, on that end. So that's where I broke the stupid housing, but I don't think it really matters. And then what I figured how to pry up on this thing is pretty simple. Trying to hold the camera on the light too, so you guys can kind of see it. Oh man, this camera quality is gonna be shit, but you can see there is the metal housing itself on the bottom of the rotor down there. So I put one screwdriver down on the housing on the metal itself, because I already cracked the plastic. And what I did, I put the other screwdriver on the top of it, and then you can pry it off. Oh, plastic inside, dude. I think it's coming, but it's coming so slow. There you go. Holy shit. Yeah, I guess it's just keep prying. Oh no, it has metal inside, but damn. Huh? That's how much you have to struggle to get this shit out. Crazy. Oh wow, but it has a bolt hole. Hola, like what the fuck? Yeah, just again to show you guys, there is no screw on this one. It's pressed on. Okay, fine. Guess I'll have to take it apart more. What the fuck? Yep, we found the leak. It's right there. Looking for, hold on. There is the leak. That's the inner seal. And it seems like it's a bitch to get to. But you don't want to let it leak, because, you know, eventually it will just get worse. Dang, this might not be strong. You have to press down on it like so hard. First things first, my guy marked it too. Well, he used the file. I don't want to use the file, you know, because I already damaged shit. I don't want to damage more shit. What you can do to make life easier is grab a marker pen, because this shit has two sides and you don't want to put it back upside down. See that notch? So either you can say that's the bottom or the top part. But you don't want to put it back upside down because then the car is not going to start. So that way we should be able to see that. I don't know if it's going to dry, but these pins are pretty good. Over here, it's kind of like a C-clamp. Acts like one. Trying to pry this thing out. And the funny thing, we got one side. Just trying to pop out that other side. And we have to go around. It's like, fuck! What a b. And they're selling me this shit that starts leaking after what? Freaking 6 months or something? "20 minutes of struggle, pretty much." Not really, but all you gotta do is freaking pop it over and pop it over there. It pops off and it's like, ooh. Yeah. Okay. Slide that little shit out. This comes off. My guy had 2 washers, I have only 1. Okay. This, I don't know if the whole thing, right now, this will slide off. That's pretty much the whole thing. And that's where our seal is. You know what? There you go. Little shit seal. And this is the seal you can't really buy. It's a knock seal you can buy online. This seal. No. Should be good. Some of this stuff back. Shaft back. Okay. You know, putting it back together. So I should have decoded with the head GoPro mount. Then this doesn't show much. Yeah, I tried to clean it out in there. This one stripped so I couldn't get that one off or whatever. So I cleaned most of it. Put the new seal in the middle. Oh, I didn't record anything from it because of the angle of the camera. It should be more like that. But oh well. There you go. back to. Just checking if I put back the right bolts to the right spot. Okay. 2 bolts there, and let's see. Just a little bit, wipe it around to get rid of corrosion. We have to tap this back. I don't know if the distributor is gonna like this, but I don't want to spend 20 minutes pushing it back. I don't know if that's gonna be my best recording, and honestly the GoPro is low on battery, but pretty much I put back the distributor. It's a good experience, definitely, to rebuild this thing and learn a little bit about it. Yo, what up guys? Well,
you have a mounting spot? Oh, you do have a radiator, huh?
yeah, Lee's gonna kick my ass because I'm recording in class.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah. I mean, shit. It's my last semester. We gotta record something. I still have some tire life left, but I'm gonna change the tires. I don't wanna wait until I go fully thread. I want my teacher to kick my ass because I'm recording in class because you're not supposed to. But you know, breaking a little rules ain't gonna hurt anybody. But yeah, this thing will need more work too. We'll get to it. Hey, what up you guys? Well, I didn't really make videos in the past couple weeks. I'm not really working on it, but you know, I'm trying to get back at it because school and work is really taking my energy and time. But this is what I've been doing today. You know, I've been working on the Integra in my spare time. So I've been getting some stuff done on it, and it actually looks pretty good. I might record a little bit the engine, but yeah, right now I'm taking out at least not the trunk but the back seat sound deadening, and it already echoes crazier than usual. But I'm gonna show you guys how you can actually take this out. One idea is pretty much getting dry ice, you know, but the other way to do this with the hammer and the chisel. Oh dude, this shit definitely makes you sweat. But I got all of this shit out, so we'll see what changes on the car by sound wise. Hey you guys, so pretty much I got 2 pounds of sound deadening out of the Integra. I know it's not a lot, but it definitely helps. Car is definitely gonna be a bit lighter, not a lot. We need to take out the speakers from the front, from the doors, but I haven't got there because it's a little bit more work, and I started to clean out the car and trying to figure out what else I can put in the rest of the sound deadening stuff to get it off fully or get it off nice. And then wash the car now, looks a bit better. But yeah, that's what I have to deal with right now to get this shit off fully.